Country Yak presented by Rhoback. Rhoback Activewear. Rhoback's All-American collection is here, and if this doesn't make you ready for summer, we don't know what will. If you're looking for a red, white, and blue polo this summer, Rhoback has you covered. Super clean designs, and as you know, the most comfortable polos. We don't even wear polos, but we wear Rhoback polos. Not to mention their swim trunks, tees, shorts. We love it all. Use code YAK for 20% off your first purchase. That's 20% off all shorts, Q-zips, and more. Use code YAK and head over to rhoback.com.
Rhoback. Stop asking what should I wear.
Your mic's not plugged in the slightest bit. Oh, Kyle, the dangling piece. Wait, why'd you? Wait, no, dude, that doesn't go into that. When has that ever gone into that?
That dangling piece goes into the back of the mic.
Yes, it is. No. Yes.
There you go.
This was a sabotage.
Somebody sabotaged you.
Who did that to him?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to hear what you had to say.
I was gonna add a tagline. I was gonna say, Rhoback, stop asking what should I wear, babe, and start asking where the fuck is my Rhoback, bitch.
That's a pretty good tag.
That's real good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, a little interrupted.
Who would do that though?
Somebody has it out for Kyle.
That's a coordinated attack.
Have you had any enemies here?
Enemies at the Chicago office.
Or no, like at Barstool. Have you ever had a Barstool beef or a Twitter spat?
Ebony, right?
Not within. No.
Okay.
No.
I had a weird
Maybe
one
some
a couple
tension.
years ago on Twitter.
You had one?
Yeah.
You have one with Deke Zucker?
Deke Sutton, yeah.
You and Deke Zucker got into it?
Yeah, I was off the bottle and told him like to fuck himself.
Dude, PFT found out that was you were off the bottle and told Deke to fuck
I was
himself.
wasted.
Wait, what?
I was like,
Was it ever COVID?
You called him a gigantic fucking loser. I remember it pretty specifically.
yeah, I don't think that.
I think you do.
What'd he say to you?
Drunk
What'd he
thoughts are
quote?
He
sober
wasn't even
words.
talking about me. I was trying to enter the. I had like this wave of like, I got to start expressing my opinion seriously. I'm more than just a character who jokes.
He took it out
I
on
did
Deke.
that.
Yeah, you know, this will get me the respect I deserve. I almost came at a random dude who was going at Dana Beers last week. He was like, Dana Beers, as soon as he gets to Chicago, turns into a slob. I'm like, yep, he's always been that. It was insane.
It's just Dana.
What point were they trying to get? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna delete that.
So I was right. That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the burner list.
I had serious beef with you for a little bit
Oh, that's why you got Donnie? You knew this?
because you did a Chinese food draft.
Oh yes.
I wasn't picked.
I was.
Yeah, Nick was picked to be on the Chinese food draft.
And I did win.
Yeah. Now Red Ed has been under fire on Twitter a lot.
Wasn't Stephen Che on that one too for some reason?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
zero reason for that.
Steve was available that day. Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
That's a slap in the face.
It really.
I think I apologize.
I think you did.
Sorry, doesn't know.
Nick won the Chinese food draft.
The boys forgot about soups, and last minute I swooped in last round.
Soup has made the top 4?
I took soup in the last round.
Just straight up soup?
I think it was egg. I took wonton soup.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour, I think. A little bit better than wonton soup.
Thanks.
But we'll never know your take.
Sorry.
You're gonna have to do part 2.
Yeah. Should we do 2.0?
I'd be game.
Yeah.
Maybe just like an Asian food draft in general. So you can choose like one dish from a Thai restaurant,
Ooh.
one dish from a Chinese restaurant, one dish from a Japanese restaurant.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be the perfect meal.
You think
Yeah.
those do blend well?
I feel like if you want a variety, you go Asian. If you want just one ethnicity's cuisine, you go Mexican. But you got to be hungry. You got to be really hungry for Mexican.
I don't think
There it
so. I
is,
think
yeah.
Mexican's the perfect, like, just grab it quick and get some food in your meal.
Yeah.
All right, so one appetizer,
I don't know
one
why I said
chicken
that.
entree, one miscellaneous entree, one side, one experience. I couldn't tell you who the fuck is who.
I couldn't either.
Nick, do you remember yours at all?
I'm 5.
You're
Oh,
5?
yeah?
Looking at it, I should not have won in the slightest bit.
No, you should win for sure. You're the only one who had crab rangoons.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, but egg rolls, Mongolian beef, white rice. White rice really slipped.
FYI, the real Robert Crown Center has been closed.
Oh, no.
2017. It's been a destination for class field trips in the Chicago area for 6 million students over 40 years, but they're closing their doors, and they will no longer be a place for a place for students to go learn about sex education and the risks of drug use.
That's devastating. What they do with the vagina slide?
They have a vagina slide?
They had like
you guys did not have a vagina.
there was like slides there for sure.
It was like a
there were
playground.
slides.
There was no, it was a pussy slide.
There was not
It
a
was like
vagina
sex ed
slide.
land.
It was like organs. It was like Honey I Shrunk.
Organ.
It was like Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Eddie would go down the slide and be like, I finally got some pussy.
Exactly.
In the Chicago area for 6 million students. Now, the Robert Crown Center is changing course and will no longer be the place for students to go and learn about sex education and the risks of drug use. Eyewitness News reporter John Garcia reports from Hinsdale.
I hope there's a
I
vagina
am
slide.
going to talk about the male reproductive system, the female reproductive system.
The fifth grade boys giggle nervously, but they pay close attention. This is what their parents often call the talk, the birds and the bees. And for more than 40 years in the Chicago area, more often than not, instructors from the Robert Crown Center give the talk.
In fifth grade, they think they know it all, which is great. But they're
Then they come here and find out they don't.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
Too
Robert
excited.
Crown Center.
Yes,
Way too
the first
excited.
guy was monotone perfect. That
Yes.
guy was really excited to tell them.
I thought it was like more loosely based on sexual education. That's just straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Outright.
That's pornography.
Its purpose was this.
To teach, yes, exactly. No, this was all.
I didn't get to do this one. They would send people from Robert Crown to us, from what I remember.
Well, you guys didn't have anything like this?
They don't even have
Oh,
public
we were-
education in West Virginia.
That's all we have. We don't have private education.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I cannot. I've
Is your goatee just one circle on the?
That is a goatee.
Tigers Williams catching on.
Wait, what? This is in high school?
It's not a high schooler.
South. After a year,
I don't
of
remember
varsity
this.
experience behind the plate. Wheaton Warrenville South catcher David Williams is catching on. The sturdy 5'9" athlete.
5'9".
Ahead of his time.
Five what?
5'9" athlete
Oh no.
Program heights.
sized up the situation and decided catcher was worth a try. My build is more prototypical of a catcher than an outfielder. I love this. If he had a different body type, Williams was a member of the Tigers' solid pitching staff.
The whole thing's about your body.
I remember who
wrote this?
It was just some
A legitimate
fucking,
reporter.
It was a legit reporter. He came to my house and everything.
It's all about your body.
He legit followed me for like a day. We went to a practice of mine. He came to my house and sat down on our patio, like outdoor table, and like
He's like, you
wrote
live
the
like
article.
this?
But there was fake news in the article. I remember. I haven't read this in like 15 years. I couldn't believe you found the like actual clipping of
No,
it.
this is like a legitimate.
What's on your iPod?
bio.
Everything from Lil Wayne to Sublime.
Matt Damon would
I can't.
play.
I remember when he asked me that, I was embarrassed because my parents couldn't afford to get me an iPod, and I lied about that. I didn't actually have an iPod.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What is that best high school baseball memory? When I struck out
14.
Oh, 14. That's very impressive. I thought it said
I also had 8 walks that game.
what a stat line.
It was 7-inning complete game shutout with 8 walks, 14 strikeouts.
No.
I swear to God.
You know how many pitches that is?
Yes, like 150. Yes. Yes.
8 walks.
That actually might have been one of the worst, or not worst.
That's only if you threw 3 strikeouts and 4 ball walks.
I understand. I fully understand.
Wait, does that live anywhere online?
No.
Jackson.
No. I could maybe confirm. I don't know if he would remember with my sophomore coach.
What a moment.
But I don't like. They were talking about like my build and everything. That was never a reason for the switch. We needed a catcher, and I was like the only guy who could just pick it up and do it. I remember.
Well,
He loves to relish opportunities to show off his arm. Still got it.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Always has.
Do you have a copy of this?
I do not. No.
I'll get you one.
I need it.
What a time.
Sturdy is funny.
Shout out to Mike Constantine. The Liberty Suburban.
The next year, I think only like 12 people even attempted to run on me. I started making waves. My arm. It was like a thing of lore. I got sleep issues.
How did you?
We've documented these many times.
Were you on the platform or just?
I came to.
Your feet were like pitch black when you came back.
Like underground in the platform.
And I came to in the fucking subway system. I was in the subway. It's 4 a.m. I had no shoes on. I had weird fucking pants on. Yeah.
Oh, you had weird pants on?
I didn't tell anybody this because I didn't want to get disqualified at the time. So
You made it to the subway?
I made it to the subway. I was underground, Ed.
This is dangerous.
You should be dead.
This is insane.
And is
So
this
he was
sleepwalking
pissed at
or
me.
you were blacked out? No, and Donnie will corroborate this. After I came
To
through,
corroborate.
I had to piss my fucking brains out. My feet are just like icicles. So I leaned up against the side of the building and I just let one rip right on the side of the building, and I'm like letting the piss stream between my legs, so I had to like widen my legs up a lot. And then I finally fucking yanked the door open, not the turnstile door, but the door next to it, hard enough where I could squeeze in, which is probably not. They probably want to fix that so intruders don't get in, like actual intruders. I got upstairs and I called Nick and he let me in, and I was like, yeah, I just sleptwalk, man. Like,
come clean.
Dave.
I would come clean. I swear, Donnie, I remember we were in the gambling cave for like an hour fucking with the lights, trying to get the lights turned off right before that. And we fell asleep, and then a few hours later, I sleptwalked.
Sleepwalking to a New York City subway station is the most dangerous thing a person can do.
So like you went through 2 doors, took an elevator, went outside, went down those stairs, out the turnstile.
When I was a kid, we had a big ass conversion van, like where you could lay the seats down in the back, to turn into a bed. And I sleptwalked into that one time, and I slept under the pull-out bed. And my parents literally called the police. I woke up to the sirens fucking, not sirens, but the lights were
How
going.
old were you?
10, 12.
Oh my.
I've sleptwalked like many times.
When's the last time this has happened?
That was the last time this happened.
That's the most dangerous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Actually, no. There was, I don't know if right around the same time.
You were just wasted.
No. What did you do after this? Like, did you go to the fucking?
I went straight to bed.
Yeah. But did you go to the fucking hospital and the doctor and be like?
Did you wash your feet?
Like get a tetanus shot or something? No.
Donnie, you going to corroborate at any point here, bud?
Yeah, you're not corroborating.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, we may have tried to figure out how to turn off the lights. I don't know what that proves.
Because you said you guys are saying I was blackout drunk.
Were you drinking?
We had been drinking a lot.
We were
that
drinking.
night.
Yes, I was
taking
definitely
a lot of
drunk.
shots.
There's a difference between being blackout drunk, like I was in the picture that you guys were talking about to start this convo. That was blackout drunk. When I sleptwalk, I was not blackout drunk. That was just me sleepwalking.
So you're like
I would admit it if I was blackout
You're
drunk.
pretty intelligent at sleeping.
I'm an awful sleeper.
You navigated New York City.
But that subway was just
brought his
right
train
outside the
card with
doors. I didn't actually get on a train. That would have been even funnier. There was another time right around this same time. I still had a roommate, one of my high school buddies living downtown, and I was sleepwalking, and he woke me up in the middle of it, and I tackled him and started swinging at him. You're not supposed to do that, by the way.
Wake up a sleepwalker?
Yeah,
I thought that was a wives' tale.
I attacked it. It's somewhat sizable following, I would say. She does work in media in this area, and we used to shoot the shit with each other about Chicago sports, like on not DMs, but publicly on Twitter.
Was it flirtatious?
And no, not at all. You can I'm not gonna. I don't want to throw names under the bus, but
no need.
Not at all.
No need to.
And all of a sudden, one time, I noticed she unfollowed me just out of nowhere, and she was anti-Barstool all of a sudden. So Chief and I were at a Blackhawks game. I believe this is 2021 or 22. I think it was when
this is very recent.
Yeah.
And Chief had an in to get into like a special club for like coaches and players and shit after the game at the United Center, and she was in it. So I'm like, hey, I thought we were cool. Like, notice you unfollowed me. Like, what's the deal? Like, we've always been. We have a lot of mutual friends in real life too. And she like gave her shit or whatever. We end up as a group, like 10 of us, go out to another bar afterwards, and all of a sudden, I forget exactly what I said to her, but she goes something like, I think I was needling her at this point, probably. And she goes, if you say
you were needling her.
Oh, if you say that again, I'm going to bite your nose off. And like a few minutes later,
there were no warning signs.
A few minutes later, I said whatever I said again. Chief would probably remember what it was. And all of a sudden she leaned in, and I thought she was going to make out with me, and she literally locked onto my nose.
Oh,
it hurt like hell.
Well, he showed up the next day with like a huge scar on his nose.
Teeth marks.
I guess
Teeth
just
marks.
save
He
it
like
on your
locked
radio.
on. She locked on my nose.
You looked like Farley.
I had to go to the bathroom and like.
So she said she was going to bite your nose off. She leaned in. You're like, this girl's about to kiss me.
Yes. I
did it
thought
bleed?
wrong.
Did it bleed?
Yeah. She drew.
What did she say afterwards, and what did you say? And everybody else.
I was in such shock at what happened that like I wasn't mad or anything, but I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Pictures out this summer, right? We did.
We did record the next day.
I tried looking up White Sox Dave Nose, and all that showed up was the Velcro wall.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Why would you double down on something like that, knowing what she's capable of?
I didn't know she was capable of that.
So,
at the
have you
time.
seen her since?
Hindsight's 2020.
I have not. I
Are you
don't
walking
think I
around in
have.
fear?
However, so we talked about it the next day on Sirius, and it got back to her, and she texted me, and we were like laughing about it at that point. So like, it's water under the bridge.
She bit your face.
I know, but it was the wildest thing that's like ever happened to me though.
That
like
is.
she locked on. Like I was trying to pull my nose out of her fucking jaw, and I couldn't do it.
Did you try to like pinch?
It
her
was
nose
like
to
if your
get it open?
dog gets a fucking something he's not supposed to be eating, he's like yanking.
Like nobody. What did Chief say?
He was laughing his tits off, as he should have been.
Locked onto your nose?
Locked on.
Were you like slapping
Like,
her hip?
I was like,
Yeah, what were
trying
you
to,
doing?
Like, hey, like I was trying to pull my head out of her teeth's grip, and I couldn't do it.
That's way too long for a nose bite.
You have 2 horses?
We have a few horses now, yeah.
Who's with you? You and your
Chief.
partners? You and
Yeah.
Chief split horses?
Oh wow.
Smoking Jay, we just retired him. He was our like money maker. Then Shards is our money maker now, and then we just bought a new one. We haven't named him yet.
So when you say moneymaker, like you're legit
Not
more
yeah,
money off these horses than you're spending?
Yes.
He just
Not,
always
but you're not making. I'm not like making a ton of money off.
Are you breeding them?
We're not. No. That's the goal. No, we're racing.
You just always wanted a pony growing up.
We're racing them. They're racehorses.
Where do they? Can I ask you something? What are you doing with them?
Yeah, how are you making money off these horses?
You ever heard of a horse?
Racehorse. Right.
Petting zoo.
Right now they're in Kentucky.
I make all my money with
Who tells you
horse
what horses
biz.
to get? Like, how do you decide what horse?
Our main guy, he's like.
So you're an investor.
Yes. I just buy into it. I don't have any say really.
Are you naming them?
We named Smoking Jay. Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Shards. We've had a bunch. Judy's Way.
Wasn't there a random horse Smoking Jay was going up against that was named like Chief White Sox Day?
Yes, it was Chief White Sox.
Chief White Sox.
The horse's name was Chief White Sox, and I would bet on that horse every time just out of principle. And that horse was the worst horse in the history of fucking race horses.
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Is this not like a very expensive hobby?
Yeah. Because
I bought in like 7,500 over the last 5 years.
But like I've heard you complain about still having loans to pay off from college, and like you have like a $6,000 surround sound system.
Yeah. I'm not fiscally
85-inch TV
yeah.
and a horse.
Yeah, and a zoo.
Should
now
I pay
it's
off
like
my
4
student
horses.
loans or get a 3rd horse?
I'm about to take out a second mortgage on my house for the 5th horse.
Yeah.
Do you have an addiction to horses?
Yo, you can't stop buying horses.
It's mostly I just like to say I own horses, even though I think I've made probably $2,500 in 5 years off of it. Because Ed's in it too a little.
Ed, you have horses?
Ed, you're in the horse
Good
game?
God, you were staying mum when he was talking?
I'm staying quiet because I'm learning stuff that I didn't know. I paid $500 twice.
Yeah.
That's all I've paid.
Have you seen a return on the
No,
Does
every
that
time
seem
it's more
really
money
cheap
they
for a
ask.
horse?
You ask if you haven't made money, then you've just had them put back into like
Apparently,
more
but
horses.
Are you owed money?
I don't know, but it makes me sound like I might be the way he's talking.
You should have made money off of Smoking Jay. You probably would if you put 500 in. You probably would have made a few $100.
Who does he get the money from?
I did
You?
not. Yes.
No, it would have been from our main guy. Who
I've only paid. I've never been paid.
Are you in connects with the main guy who would pay you?
Yeah, he'll like text me every year, be like, "Hey, you in next year?"
Just get
And it's like, yeah,
See
here's-
why?
You just get a random Venmo with the horse emoji.
Yeah, I'm just
in for what? Like, do you win when the horse wins or
like-
what?
This guy's in for 326,000 earnings.
Your horse has made $326,000.
he was an awesome horse.
I've paid $500.
Wait, do you have a part of this horse?
Yeah, Ed
Yeah,
did.
but-
He had to retire. So he had to retire because we didn't want to geld him, take his balls away, because we hoped that he could get to a point where we could start breeding him and you could get money for his cum.
Yeah.
You know? And his balls were so big that they were affecting his racing. So we took his balls off, and when we took his balls off, he stopped wanting to train. Because he didn't have the fucking testosterone, so we had to retire him.
Casey, on Who Can't Sleep, I think you were saying that you tried to get a job here at one point?
You used to be a Viceroy.
I was a Viceroy.
No shit.
I was Barstool, Georgia Southern.
Wow.
Whoops. Yeah, I was Barstool, Georgia Southern. I started the page, and Tex used to be our person, if you know who that is.
And you got reprimanded for doing the same tweets over and over?
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know. I had I had a more refined palate for humor back then. I would do like a lot of like grimace stuff, and then I would do really, really bad, whatever that means.
What's a lot of grimace stuff?
I was pretty early on the grimace stuff. I don't know, man. I couldn't even tell you. I'd write like articles and stuff about like Grimace is going to be here, and like, and people were like, what is this? Like,
were you a Georgia Southern fan?
Oh yeah, well I went to Georgia Southern.
Okay, yeah.
This was when I was in college. Yeah,
I didn't. Cole Swindell.
Yeah, Cole Swindell, Luke Bryant, Danny McBride was born there, son of Statesboro. But yeah, I would run it, and then whatever, we'd do the smoke shows and all kinds of fun stuff.
Of course, you do the smoke show.
Do the smoke shows, so rad.
Were you curating them yourselves?
The smokes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taking a peek.
You got to.
Yeah,
It's quality control. You would have been great on Barstool Idol.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I applied to be an intern, never got it. But I was a Viceroy. I did it for years, did it for several years. It was fun.
What were the perks of that job?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. You're saying from Barstool or from society?
Either. Any benefit.
Open-ended.
Back then, I had stopped drinking already, so I couldn't even use it like to do cool party stuff. But I would do like man on the street interviews at parties like really poorly, because I'd be really anxious, and there's like a lot of people, and yeah, I'd like ask them about like the Muppets or something. Everybody hated it. Can I cuss? I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody hated it. It's a nightmare.
What kind of Muppets questions would you ask?
I'd say, "What's your favorite Muppet?" And they'd be like, "Who is this guy? Why is
That's some good
here?"
This guy's in our party.
Classic Georgia-related content.
And then I'd start panicking, and then I'd just leave the party, and they were like, "Was he just here to ask the Muppet things?" Like, I'd normally get one or two questions out, so whatever it was, they were like, "What was that for?" But I liked it. It allowed me to be kind of funny, and yeah, sometimes people would get real upset about whatever, like the grimace stuff or whatever.
So instead of posting your required smoke show bikini-clad voluptuous girls, you did grimace pictures?
So when the account was passed on to the next generation, they just cleared the slate. They deleted everything. They cleared almost all record of me ever being there.
Oh, damn.
48 posts, yeah.
Man, they dropped the ball, because I brought it up to 40,000, and that was 10 years
ago. Off of Grimace and the Muppets.
They blew it.